I'm Rahul Mishra. I'm a professor of strategy and international business, and I look after academics at IILM. So the whole topic which has been selected by me is that participant-centered learning. It's a very management kind of a jargon which we use, and that means that the onus of teaching and onus of learning shifts from faculty to student or participant. One of the methods which management education, particularly the best school is Harvard Business School, as you know that. They use case method of teaching and learning. I don't know how relevant that would be for you, but the whole idea is that let's look at what is the meaning of participant-centered learning. Can it be used in a school? Up to what extent? That's your judgment. And what is participant-centered learning all about? Okay. Many of you know about student-centered learning, and you're well aware of the concept. But idea is how to implement that. So I have brought in two things here. One is that a set of questions, 8 questions or 9 questions, which you need to answer about participant-centered learning. And so let me ask you, what does it mean when somebody asks you this terminology? I'm keeping it participant-centered learning, not student. Participant-centered learning. So, what does it? I'm using the American, So, what is the meaning of participant learning? What comes to your mind?
I feel a student maybe.
Yeah.
It's a participant where we have to focus on their learning, where the student is our center.
Okay, this is one. One person. Just raise your hand and then speak. Yeah.
So the interest of the participant matters here. When we think that the participant, or we ask them that in what area they want to participate, and then we focus on the learning. Possibly.
Okay.
Instructions and methodologies should be adjusted according to the needs and requirements of the participants.
Okay.
So the student himself gets involved, and
The teacher is just a tool like guiding them, like a facilitator.
Okay. Yeah, this side. Anybody? Anybody else? Participants? Yeah.
The teacher and the students both are the participants, and they both should learn from each other.
Yeah. There's one good, I think, the teacher and look, the faculty-oriented learning is that I choose the topic, I choose content, I go and deliver. I'm aware about students' needs, requirement, everything. I'm allowing you to ask questions, but that's not the participant-centered learning. That's a teacher-centric learning. And we all follow sometime. It's also required. It's a bad thing. But let me also tell you, in the longer run, as a parent, as a teacher, if we allow our children to think independently, think critically, ask questions, do research, and form his or her own opinion, that will be a great learning process. It's difficult, it's long-term, and it's not so easy. The easiest part is, as a faculty, as a teacher, I go and teach, whatever, suppose a strategy or accounting or whatever, physics, and students write, they sometimes ask questions, they sometimes may not. I solve some problems, I give them some problem to solve, and that's how it is. Many teachers feel offended if somebody asks a very critical question, And I think, so, one way is a participant-centered So what she has rightly pointed out, that where the teachers and the students learn from each other. And that I'm telling you, it's not so easy in college also to do that, because the Indian system, people believe that the teacher is going to tell me something. You know? And if I tell that, I don't have the final answer, let's discuss. It's a discussion-oriented class. Everybody contributes. We listen to each other. I will facilitate the discussion. I'm an anchor, in a television program like that. And if you have any question, please ask, and I will go and clarify that. Now, that's the basic idea of participant-centered learning. When the teacher facilitates discussion, and encourages the students to ask questions. He also asks questions. The faculty also asks questions for that. Students respond. Make it a discussion-oriented class. Encourages them to think independently and critically. Face very uncertain world outside, because he can think for himself, or she can think for himself, think critically and ask questions. So all these stuff go into that. So that's the whole idea of participant-centered learning. I'm just giving you, very Sachin, okay, you can write. So I'm giving you a set of questions for your own self-reflection. You can write answer in the space which is, they do require teacher, because case method of teaching and learning, I can show you a video also. It requires, one is that, what is the role of a teacher? That's good. I think let me respond first this. What is the role of a teacher in participant-centered learning? Compared to a teacher-centric learning. So one is that, let me tell you, that student can access knowledge through their mobile phone, through internet. The basic knowledge is available. If you are providing basic knowledge, I'm telling you, you will not get much respect from students. Particularly, I don't know about the school, you can tell me in that, but in the college, they know the basic stuff. Now, what will be my role then? I can't go and teach the basics of whatever strategy or accounting or economics, because they know that. Good students know that. But what they don't know is application of that knowledge in a real life scenario. But again, the problem is the teacher also does not know that completely. What teacher can do is to facilitate discussion. Teacher can clarify the doubts. Teacher can, suppose you do not know a specific topic, let's say any topic you can think of, if I go, say activity-based costing, I don't know, and this is the activity-based costing. Then, I go and give the details about that while the discussion is happening. And the whole part is that, you become a facilitator. And the other role of a teacher is that he connects the unconnected dots. So whatever the points which are coming from students, is connecting, and then whatever picture that is emerging on the topic, that happens. So that's the role of a teacher. Now this basic stuff you can always challenge and say that no, basic stuff we have to teach. Yes, you have to teach. But somewhere you should test your student whether they can apply that basic stuff or not. And I'm telling you, when I look at students, when I interview them, I mean, my own students also, they fail to do that. That's the biggest challenge of Indian education system. They know the stuff, but when it comes to application, they fail because we have not, as a teacher, we have not given them space. We have not, there's a fear of failure also. If I apply wrongly, what happens to me? That does not happen in case discussion or participant learning. You can falter. Somebody can challenge you. And then you learn how to respond or how to, formulate your point of view. So that's the important part. So that's the role of a teacher. Teaching the basic stuff, I'm telling you, that's required some time, but not always. That's not going to give you full marks for that. So that's my submission. That's the role of, so here is the role of a teacher is the facilitator of discussion and going deeper in a topic which nobody knows in the class. So teacher has to be well prepared. It's not that, I'm come here and, facilitate discussion. But teachers should be well prepared that any important topic, a subtopic can be asked and he has to go into that. But the bigger role of a teacher is that he can connect the different points of view and give sort of a right picture, though there's no right and wrong, but the right picture. So that's the whole idea. They don't require, the ideal, let me tell you, that's my personal view, ideal, the good students are those who do not require a teacher. If they can manage, if you can withdraw and let the class handle itself, within certain parameters, and if you can learn, I think that's a great way of teaching. But that's also extreme view. So that's the role of a teacher in activity-based learning. The other is that when teacher, one is that he encourages the student to ask questions. The other is that he also asks certain provocative questions. He also asks questions. So in a case class or in a participant-centered learning, if I am giving you one page, not this one, of any scenario, say for example, if I am teaching Darwin's theory of evolution. So there's this stuff which is there in the book, they might have read, but I'm giving you one pager, maybe a controversy which has arisen or which has, come up in US and other place about Darwin's theory. And then I ask you that what is your opinion? For that you have to do research. That what is Darwin's theory? What does it say? What is the controversy? But let me tell you, a lot of students, if the students have done their research, and then they will come up with certain questions that you have to answer as a faculty. But your role becomes very different. Rather than me telling Darwin's theory, me telling, what is the controversy all about, the students have themselves worked on this and come up with an imperfect answer. And then I do then I help them to search for the perfect answer. So that's the role of a teacher. So, it's a far more, you are focusing, the onus shifts on students. Now, what happens to those who are not a good student? Not a self-driven student? That's where, those who are not self-driven, they will lose out. They will learn, but they will lose out in a sense that you have to do some research. You have to go and study. You have to ask questions. You have to, that one pager you should be saying that I will talk about, let me ask you about the background of Darwin. I don't know. Or, some of the jargons which are mentioned in that Darwin's theory in that. You can shift those who are, if you're feeling AC is a problem, you can shift anywhere in the class. That's on. Okay. So, so that's the whole idea for that. So there's a subtle difference. The subtle difference is, right now we go as a teacher with our module plan. We call it as a module plan. You will be also calling some, sorry? Lesson plan. Yeah, we call it as a module plan. So we go and, we teach. It's good. I'm telling you, students want that. Because the onus shifts from student to teacher. This, it's the teacher in that. Yeah, please come. So you can, sit anywhere you want, or you can come here also. Okay. So, but in a case-based teaching or participant-centered learning, the ownership's on a student. You have to be an active participant for that. Okay, are you getting the point? Okay. Anybody has any question? Have I answered your question? Okay, partly, yes.
So if we just hold discussions and
Yeah.
whenever a student asks a critical question and we don't have answer,
Yeah.
we put it to the class, we open the discussion.
Yeah.
After some time, the children might feel that the teacher doesn't know anything because
Yeah. Look, it always happens. It's not and the teacher has to be a human being. The students need to understand also. I will straight away, if I don't know something, I will straight away say that, look, I do not know this topic in detail, and let me come back to you tomorrow. The discussion is not what you do not know. You are facilitating discussion on what you know and holding yourself back. That's the most difficult thing. I know, but still allowing all my students who do not know very well and deeply to allow the discussion to happen, and I'm holding myself back. It's very difficult, I'm telling you, it's not so easy. You always get tempted to intervene, but don't do that. Initially, you can do it later. Initially, you don't do that. Because that will not build confidence of students. If you are not struggling to find your own answer by reading, by doubting, learning is a painful process. Nobody wants to learn, I'm telling you, frankly speaking. It's a painful process. Many of you are dealing with a child in class 1 or others. It's painful for them. Yeah? And it's also painful for you. You know the importance. But, this is a very painful process. But this is how, you can't buy that. I'm telling you, you can't buy this. You have to struggle, you have to do this. So that's an important part of that.
And probably, sir, today a child is always so curious to know more about the topic
Yeah.
where a teacher is stuck somewhere or the other.
Oh, yes.
And we need to honestly tell them that, yes, I'll get my training tomorrow.
Yes.
I too do not know. I'm just a student. I'm learning too. But learning is never ending process.
Yeah. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it may happen. It has happened in colleges also. All the time it happens in that. So that's why we are all human beings. We are not inside.
the frequency will always be low when the situation will occur.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
1%.
Yeah. Yeah. But facilitating discussion does not mean that you don't know and you are facilitating discussion. No, I'm not saying that. You know your topic, your lesson plan, deeply. You have got a lot of insight. This is what students are looking for. You are going beyond the basics. Are you getting the point?
So do you think the Indian education system is prepared for it, especially our parents? The
Okay.
mindset needs to change.
Okay, yeah. So that's where, let me tell you. That's where, so that's another question. So that's where, so let me tell you, it happens to me also when I go and teach undergraduate, because if it's straight away going and implementing, it will be difficult. They will say कि ये तो कुछ आते नहीं, हमसे ही कुछ काम करवा लेते हैं. I'm telling you, this is not about the undergraduate student, school student. I go to do training for NTPC executives. And I do go regularly there. There were senior executives with 20 years of experience. I gave them a case and say that, you people are part of the group and discuss in the group and then make presentation. And then during the tea break, somebody was discussing कि ये तो कुछ तो पढ़ाया नहीं, ये तो हमसे ही काम करवा रहे हैं. So that's there, But I think what we can do is find out that, maybe in one class I'm teaching you, the basics, application, and maybe in the next class I ask you, giving you a scenario, one pager or something or other, and asking you to apply. I'm telling you, once you build that credibility, then probably the students won't be asking you. Else they will tell you कि भाई ये तो कुछ पढ़ाते नहीं है, ये कुछ दे देते हैं, पढ़ो, or student. And that's extremely important. In life, in education, if you do not have confidence, you will not be able to tackle issues, important issues, uncertain issues. I'm telling you, a lot of people who are toppers, when they go actually in life, they don't do very well. The reason being, they understand, grasp, but there's the application issue, there's the interpersonal relations, all kinds of issues, uncertainty, which they find it very difficult to deal with. And their performance dips. It happens, those who are toppers in MBA class, when they actually go and work, their performance is not so great. That's a message is different. That message is different. That message is that don't force your children to do something which he does not want or she is not passionate about.
Scenario, like
Yeah.
somewhere or the other we
Yeah.
compel our kids to learn what they don't want.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
till to some extent, like 10 at least. We force them to learn certain areas.
Certain things are required, but let me tell you, this is what teacher-centric and participant-centric, difference between teacher-centric and participant-centric learning is. If you are going by your lesson plan and day in, day out, irrespective of what children want to learn, in what way, in a creative way, involving them, if you're not doing that, I think that's where the children disconnect from the teacher, from the class.
Parents, they should understand this. Because, sir, at times parents also teach them in their own little way.
Yeah.
And things are quite different in their exposure to the child.
Basically, our problem
So the child is always confused.
Yeah. Just coming. Yeah.
Because at times,
Yeah.
the child who's answering, no,
Yeah.
my father told me, no, this is the answer, ma'am, you're wrong.
They
Okay.
want more of written work and all the things they can see.
Okay.
Tangible things.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
I was in the same line.
Yeah.
Basically the students are not a problem. Mindset of the parent is a problem
Parents.
for us.
And this is
what
the
we
parents speaking.
actually face. Yeah.
Okay.
Especially at younger age.
I have gone. Look, I understand that. So, I'm not saying. What I'm saying is, have that conversation with parents. I think somewhere it's important for that.
The parents don't want to change. Even the learned parents.
Okay.
They are working for big organizations and then they are passed on to the big schools, the brand schools. Still, their mindsets don't change. When they're talking about the kids, it is not student-centric.
Okay.
Basically, what we're discussing
Teacher.
is it's not their mindset.
No. What she's Niharika, what she's saying is that.
They actually demand spoon feeding.
That they want to see something tangible. So participant-centered learning will arise. That you give one page of a scenario where you have to apply the theory which I have taught you yesterday. So that's there. I end the class of theory, give you this one pager, ask you to prepare and give you some 1 or 2 questions also, ask you to prepare, think on your own, discuss with your parents or anybody, do some research, come back and then participate in discussion. So that's tangible. And the parents can also be told that this is about application. The child has to both learn the basic things and has to apply. If I can't apply in the real life scenario, in real life situation, my education is incomplete. It's not about reading books, it's not about knowing the theory. That's extremely important. But there's a whole range of application, of everything which we have discovered in science or technology and other things. There's a whole range of discussion. There's a basic physics principle which is working when we are using AC. If I am teaching those principles and then I give you one page scenario related with, use of AC or whatever, or manufacturing of AC or LG or something like that. So that's important for that. So that's where participant-centered learning comes in. Okay? So please take your time, read, answer this. Is that? It's the way in management schools, we are preaching participant-centered learning. So that's the way I'm trying to. If it helps you, it's great. If it does not, I think we'll have to consider something else on that. So that's the whole idea. Okay. And then we start discussion, each one of us, and learn from each other's point of view, on that. And I will also give you my point of view that what do I do in my class when I teach strategy or international business and other stuff. How much have I have set up a culture of independent learning? So what's your response to this? What do you understand by this? Independent learning, culture of independent learning. Is it feasible for school children?
To some extent.
Okay. Okay. So how do you encourage this, or so they learn on his or her?
Group discussion.
Okay.
If they're reading, they come out with a word.
Okay.
Saying we don't know the meaning of it. So one thing is we can tell them the meaning.
Yeah.
Another thing is encourage them to look it up in the dictionary.
Yes.
So initially it is going to be difficult, but later on it's going to become
Yeah.
easy.
Absolutely. Great point. I think I'll come back to you, yes, in this. Yeah.
A day in advance telling them about the topic that we're going to introduce.
Yeah.
The next day, Google search about it.
Yeah.
Google search.
Slip. Yeah.
Give them links, they
Yeah.
go and search out on their own phone.
Okay.
Next class, previous class, because they all go on their own.
Okay.
They all have different points of discussion.
Okay. So what do you mean by the flipped classroom here? The children come and teach, or what? Or discussion?
They give them time to suppose prepare on a particular topic,
Yeah.
and then they come and teach.
Easy topics
Easy
that have
topics.
been done in the previous class.
Okay. Okay.
Teach also they discuss, so there are many points of interaction on which come across.
Okay.
We also call it show and teach.
Okay.
My level, mine is a pre-primary level.
Okay.
So basically, we've been doing lots of hands-on activities with
Mhm.
them. Before teaching them something,
Mhm.
we can do an activity.
Mhm.
They come out with questions, and then we actually make them join the dots.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead, ma'am.
Sir, as we all know, riddles are the best part of children's life.
Okay.
And riddles also are a very good progressive way of bringing
Yeah.
out the best out of the children.
Yeah.
And secondly, buddy teaching also is done in classes.
Okay.
Which helps, and also mentoring along with it. The children enjoy. Today it's his turn, tomorrow it will be mine. So
Okay.
it's a very cooperative and self-centered learning. way of,
Okay. Okay.
gathering the knowledge.
Okay. Anybody else on the first question? Independent.
Topics in the classroom are very ambiguous. Like for example, if I'm teaching a topic sets in my class,
Mm-hmm.
yes, and there is a question which is very ambiguous. Like it can have two answers at the same time, with
Mhm.
equal amount of justification to both the answers.
Mm-hmm.
So what we can do is we can pick up that question in the classroom,
Mhm.
divide the students into two, whoever is
Mhm.
for, whoever is against,
Mhm.
and we can have a discussion in a maths classroom, which
Mhm.
kind of shifts the algorithm approach of the subject to a discussion, at least for
Hmm.
1 period in a month.
Yeah. One period in a month.
In a month, because
Okay.
okay, in a week.
No, no, no. Don't go. Don't take a
I'll tell you why.
target. Yeah.
The level of ambiguity in the subject
Yes.
itself is not too much, it's not too
Yeah.
high, but
Yeah.
there are certain topics in between the chapter
Yes.
which has to be picked up. I cannot
Is
do
one.
something which is not up there yet.
Yes. Yes. And also application. Application is where you're right. For the one is that ambiguous, where the discussions can happen, justification for both point of view, and then we learn from each other. We also learn to know that there could be ambiguity in real life, and which we have to deal with, and there's no right and wrong answer, even if the subject is very cut and dry, like maths or any other subject on that. Okay. How good are my questioning skills? Second question. Yes. How good are my questioning skills? What do you do? Yeah, she is. Yeah. Yeah.
So sometimes you just have to, if you're suppose you, for example, you're teaching ceding,
Yeah.
you just have to ask them, remember when you went for a vacation, what kind of clothes were you wearing? So you can relate to their experiences and get them to give their answers.
Okay. What else?
We use their prerequisite knowledge also.
Sorry?
We use their prerequisite knowledge
Yeah.
also at times.
Okay.
They already have.
We
And
test
most
their
of the
previous
time, we
knowledge.
start up a topic.
Okay.
Rather than by giving them examples and then asking questions based on that.
Okay.
Rather than just introducing and giving them a topic, okay, today we are going to read a chapter or anything.
Okay.
Simple in language.
Yeah.
Questions
Sorry?
can be direct.
Basically simple in language.
Okay.
So that the child is really understanding the question correctly.
Okay.
The basic, concrete.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
What is that? The child should know what is the question
Mm-hmm.
and how am I supposed to answer.
Yes.
The questions can be direct also, and we can actually reverse the question. For example, we can say how much is 7 multiplied by 5.
Mm-hmm.
The child is going to answer 35. But then we can ask the question how much is 5 multiplied by 7.
Mhm.
Child who knows stability, the one who can look at it, can understand the reasoning behind it and link the two concepts.
Yeah.
I was questioning it, introducing the concept. I didn't understand, so I was teaching division algebra.
Mhm. Mhm.
Instead of teaching the concept, I
Mhm.
started questioning them. But you have to manage it in it. So
Mhm.
I asked, there was a student, I asked, okay, yeah, she dance, you perform, you organize, you maintain the discipline, everything. And then I questioned them, would you be able to?
Mhm.
Questions start coming up, no, as wow, because I'm not good at everything.
Mhm.
That gives you a base to introduce the topic with the right questions.
Mhm.
So that I was able to explain the concept of specialization and division of labor. Just because I asked the right question, and I started thinking about it.
Mhm.
Question over there, question also let them think. Like if
Yeah.
they ask some question,
Yes.
come to do that, you ask a related question.
Mhm.
That also develops a kind of awareness.
Mm.
So it becomes like a circle. You ask them something, they
Mhm.
answer, then
Mhm.
what they answer, you ask something related to that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You okay? Okay. So yeah, I think both go hand in hand. Independent thinking, learning, and questioning. The more they ask questions, the more confident they become. Even if I don't have answers for some time, difficult question or topic which I don't know, maybe in that's also possible. But I think both independent learning, the questioning is crucial, and questioning, unless and until we get question from students and we also ask questions, I think we can't have a participant-centered learning. That's the key. So questioning both sides. One is the students' questions that we must address, and in any case we are addressing. The other is we are asking simple, profound, important questions for that lesson, and encouraging them to answer, to learn, and sometimes also helping them that, if you don't know answer, come back, do some research, rather than giving answer. I think I like that idea that no, somebody doesn't know meaning of a word. Easiest one is to tell that meaning. Easiest one. But if you force, it will take time, it's a long term, but if you force that search in dictionary, that you are forming a long-term habit. And that you are making a person independent of you. And that's the important role of a teacher.
And one more thing, sir.
Yeah, sorry? Yeah.
The more the topic is stretched, it
Yeah.
becomes monotonous for
Yes,
you.
yes.
And since monotonity brings
Yeah.
more boredom and the moral of the child,
Yeah.
of the child really.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a disconnect happening on that. So that's important for that, both questioning from faculty or teachers and from student side, extremely, extremely important. And let me tell you, when I always go, my teaching style is, somebody asking question or I'm telling whatever, I always go the application part. Maybe the business education is all about application. There's also an advantage, but when a child sees application, real life application, he sees that connection between the topic and learning and the usefulness of that. Let me tell you, all of us need to have a rationale why we are teaching what we are teaching. How is it going to help you? How is it going to help you to understand something in the real life? In a deeper way, in a structured way. I think that's an important part of that. Because I've seen even the postgraduate level, children, if you teach something abstract, it's fine theory, but beyond a point, it becomes monotonous, boring, you have to go for the application. Usefulness of that theory, usefulness of that concept in actual business practice. So that's the one part. Okay, let's go to the third question on that. Okay, what else?
Setting up examples of to near the coming to nearing the topic.
Yeah.
What are we going to do this topic today?
Okay. Okay.
And creating an environment where a child is curious to know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Why, how, what, and when.
Yeah.
Indirect questions, like application of the task.
Yeah.
in topics, so differentiated from the regular.
Yeah.
Discussing both for and against.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Divide a bigger task into a number of smaller.
Questions, independent learning and questioning remains the key. Differentiated questions is different nuance, different style, multiple type of questions, all you're trying to define that. Differentiated questions on that. When we prepare lesson plan, we need to also prepare the questions which we are going to ask and which we will encourage students to ask. This should be essential part of the lesson plan. Even if it is not part of the official lesson plan, when I'm going to teach, I need to have those questions with me. Because that's where it opens up for discussion. If you do not have question, and if you go and tell, there's another way. I'm not saying that. Look, I'm not denigrating teacher-centered learning. I'm not denigrating that. I'm not lowering that. That's also essential sometimes. You have to tell, like basic maths, you have to tell something on that. But what I'm telling you, go beyond that. In the next class, give them a scenario, a real life application, ask them to apply, and many students will falter. And that's where the discussion happens. That's where probe them, ask them questions, or encourage them to ask questions. Somebody who has done that, how he has arrived at this. All the discussion should happen. So the next class should be the discussion-oriented class, rather than the faculty teaching or telling you everything on that. So it's a both. It's not it's a one either or. I hate that. Some people in the business also tell that there is no one clear-cut solution. And that's where the students also need to know that there could be two ways, and there could be element of truth in both ways. And I need to get those elements of truth from both ways and come up something new. That's where you need to have that kind of understanding. Okay, going to the fourth question. Is it a relevant question? How can you do it in the classroom situation? How can you do it in the classroom situation? Is it a yeah? This is one. Yeah, this is one. I'm telling you, group discussion is why group discussion is important. We try. Suppose we form a group where one person is from BCom, one person is from BA, say, literature or psychology or some, one is engineer, and one is from, say, economics. I'm telling you, this group will learn from each other. A BCom student, if the accounting problem comes in, a BCom student can pitch in, can teach others also. Similarly, economics, because both engineers are those who are from humanities background, they might not have studied economics. and that economics, and all business issues, and in fact, all subjects, I'm telling you, it's interrelated. There's no specific silo kind of a thing that, this is only maths, this is only physics, this is only chemistry. There's a whole range of application where, you have to deal with, when you are, dealing with an issue, whether you are knowing maths or physics or chemistry or an engineering, but actually when you go and sell that product, when you sell that innovation, you need to take care of, you need to understand society, consumer, whole range of things. It's all interrelated. The point here is that it's a very painful way for teacher because it wastes a lot of time. Easier is to tell you the answer. This is a standard answer. You go, and those who mug up, or those who can, remember, they are the best students. Those who can't, they are not.
At the primary level, it's going to create a lot of chaos actually.
Okay, yeah. Yes, look, I'm telling you, don't accept my words 100%. Accept my words, accept my suggestions with a pinch of salt, and so don't accept. You have to be. What I'm saying something which may not be relevant in some context, but it will be relevant if you allow, even at the primary level, allow the time to breathe in. When you are throw a challenge to children and hold yourself back, which is very difficult. I get also very, I get a lot of problem because then there's a chaos in class. Yes. So they start discussing, something like that. But if you can hold back for some time and just observe and watch, I think we all will be benefited. The students will be benefited, you will be benefited. Rather than giving answer, I'm telling you, I find it difficult because after a point, because somebody will come and say, "Ki ho kya raha hai class mein?" ये टीचर पता नहीं पढ़ा रहे हैं, क्या कर रहे हैं, क्या तमाशा, क्या नाटक, Okay, yes. No. I think then you are creating a problem. Then you can say that, participant-centered learning that faculty told, take our children to the ground, and the management will say that, what have you taught? So don't do it. No, I'm saying you can take your children outside classroom. That's also, I'm not against that. But what I'm saying is that... Okay. But you can... Sorry?
You can't hold the small kids up to, you just say them that you can go on with the discussion. Then they will start jumping. They will be so excited that you can't hold the discussion will start.
Sorry?
Their personal discussion will come.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still a primary level. They actually not
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Why? Yes. Yeah. Go ahead.
I have something to share.
Please.
In regard to this question only.
Yeah.
What happened one fine day, we have a quiz period every...
Everybody has to give attention to her. Yeah.
Every week we have a quiz period. You all are aware about it.
Yeah.
So one fine day, we were through with this curriculum that we had decided that we are going to cover this and all. Then I told them that, how about you making questions?
Yeah.
I'm giving you a sheet, write your question, write one answer right and three wrong, and let's see. And I was amazed. They made questions on, ma'am is wearing red color, yellow color, blue color, green color. And and later on one child said that after 15 minutes of the question answer game, they said, ma'am, we can play Kaun Banega Crorepati also like this. I said, yes, now let's. And it was instantly that I put two chairs there and there was a cross questioning going on. So again, they learned how to construct a question.
Yeah.
Smartly, knowing that one is wrong and the three are,
Yeah.
the three are wrong and one is correct.
Yeah.
So this also was a different thing, and Parul ma'am, we did this activity.
Yeah. I think if we throw a challenge to children, it's like we human beings have survived for so long and will survive also. So there is a survival instinct. And they will take up challenge. The idea is that how much Yeah, they get on that. Okay. Let's take the fifth question. We have discussed, I think, all questions related, but how much do I let students breathe with a challenge before I step in? And that's the most difficult for a good faculty, because he knows the answer, but the idea is you have to allow that chaos to happen for 10-15 minutes. You set the time. Allow the discussions. Allow that chaos, because then rein in, then control. After 15-20 minutes and whatever you have the time, 10 minutes, allow the discussion happen. Why am I saying that? Most of you have done B.Ed, so you know that learning is also very social. It's not very individual. We learn from others, we learn from interaction. It's also on that. It helps those children who are not so good in studies.
So I'll
Yeah,
give an
yeah,
example of
yeah.
one of the questions that I put.
Yeah,
We all know that the Sikh families have Singh as a surname.
yeah,
So these little children, they were often talking about Singh kyun hai tumhara, ye kyun hai. And now we had Rathors also who add Singh to it. Rathod Singh. There was a discussion among two children. Tum Singh kyun lagate ho or tum kyun lagate ho. So they asked me, I actually did not have answer for that because
Yeah.
I did not know the story behind it. So I told them, okay, you ask your parents and come. The very next day, I find that little Sardar boy, he said, ma'am, मेरे पास answer है, मम्मा ने बता दिया है. He came to the board and he draw a turban on a Sardar's face and then the small dura. And I was so embarrassed, what is he making? So he said, because of this, ma'am, we are called Sikhs. So see, his interpretation was that we are Sikhs because we have a turban.
Okay.
He explained it to me because we have a turban. They had a very simpler way of telling because of their level. But they had a conversation on why you have Rathod Singh and why I have Ranjit Singh.
Okay.
So it was a question which really lightened my mind also.
Okay.
It can go so deep at times.
You have got library session also for your children. But how does it how does it go? How does it operate? Library sessions. Do you give them some tasks that go and search in this or something library on that?
Library?
Yeah?
No, generally we give them books and they read the same book for the whole period.
Okay.
Because there are very difficult words, so they don't also
Sorry?
Whichever is the character of that
Yeah.
story
Yeah.
is to be talked about on talk shows, like whenever we are giving a competition. Why that character you like the best in that story.
Okay.
So children do
build
come
the confidence we
of the
ask them
child.
to narrate the story in their own words.
Okay.
All the characters.
Okay. No, the point I'm saying is that if we can give them problem or questions which they need to search in library and come back, I think the searching, questioning, learning independently, that skill set is important. Sorry.
We do this.
Yeah.
We generally we have a session. Yes. Which I remember when we were doing that.
And at the lower level, we also generally want to draw the picture page.
So now we are teaching them a subject, and
Yeah.
when it comes to answers,
Yeah.
sometimes we discuss it, sometimes we tell them that the answer is from the concept we did yesterday. The
Yeah.
concept name is flowchart. Sorry, what was it? Food chain.
Yeah.
If they say, ma'am, we cannot find it. Okay, the answer is on page number 6. The answer starts with an H. It's a one-word answer. So we often give them hints, thinking
Okay.
that they would come up to the answer. And like out of a class of 20, 11, 12 do come with the answer.
Yeah. The whole idea that they should do research, learn independently, with encouragement of teachers, the way she is doing that, I think that's important. Rather than giving all answer, that's important that we need to have one of the questions, but also doing research and find out answer for yourself, even if it is imperfect, even if it is wrong, that's important. You come up with the wrong answer, that's acceptable. But having no answer after doing no research, that's not acceptable. So that's the key part. Wrong That's fine in one or two instances, but learning on my own, going to library, searching in the books, the higher classes, on internet, something you should do. Find out a wrong answer, come back, we'll tell you the right answer. Yeah, go ahead.
I faced a situation in class 12. The
Yeah.
situation is so competitive.
Yes.
That instead of wanting to discuss an answer, they just want the shortest trick to reach the answer. Because once they're out of school, the only thing that will help them, this is what their idea is, help them to excel is to have that shortest trick, do that question in the shortest possible time, qualify that paper and move on in their life.
That's fine. I mean, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that sometimes children do not do research or they will easily go and ask parents. They will easily go and ask teachers. Because they're afraid of that if I do research and come to the wrong answer, I will be laughed at or mocked at in class. That's the fear. Because that fear is leading to shortest is fine. I suppose you are a maths teacher, so suppose you have given me a problem. I do research, I do everything and come up with a wrong answer. Many of my classmates will say, "Ye pata nahi kya hai ye." Then somebody who is smart enough has got the trick or shortest possible answer. That's fine, and that person comes and cheers. Probably I also learn. The idea is that one has to be confident enough, which I find it difficult because the kind of scenario which we have our tuition teachers. So there's another shortest trick, So this whole shortest trick is fine. But if you are doing shortest trick with the help of somebody else, that's not fine. Then you are not learning the real thing. Then you are not acquiring that trick. If you are acquiring that trick on your own by learning, then you can be a great person later on. But if you are learning the shortest trick from somebody else, it may help you in the shorter run, but longer run, it has got absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
All they want is to find the answer.
No, that's fine. Absolutely. Fine answer, but on your own. Not with the tuition teachers, not with the parents. Always. Sometimes you can do it, but always put in your effort. Your effort is important, whether you are going a shortest answer, or wrong answer, right answer, whatever that may be, your effort is important. That's how you acquire knowledge or skill. Okay. Let's go quickly now. We have got 3 more questions and then we go for a break after this and then we come back. Again, how much do I use wait time effectively? This is another, each faculty has his own way of doing that. How good am I supporting the transition? No, before that, how much do you write on the board? Hardly. Why?
Important spellings which we want them to see and retain maybe.
Why? I mean, I'm just saying that why do you write less on the board? How do you teach? Then let me ask you a different question. How do you teach then? How do you go and teach?
It's different for different levels.
So whatever level, I mean, whatever you are doing, yeah.
It's about if I am with class 2 kids, then I won't go with the boards and all.
Okay.
Because I will let them acquire the things which they have.
Good. Good.
And if I am with class 6, then I have to write something or other. I
Okay.
have to write the topic and I have to explain part-wise that this is this and this is that.
Okay.
That I can do on the boards, but mostly I concentrate what is in their mind. I concentrate on the questioning. I ask them questions even after a para or something. I ask them questions to let me also understand how much they can grasp and how much they are able to speak about.
Okay. Those who are in C, yeah, go ahead.
I use flowcharts, I use platforms, and mind maps or mind maps.
Flowchart means,
Flowchart as in if I have to create like a chain,
okay.
topic has different components of it.
Okay.
The
Okay. 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 Who else?
which I face in class 12 is that
Yes.
the learning objective, they are not motivated to gain knowledge. They are
Yeah.
doing different things. They just only want to get good marks in their board examination. So the education
look, that we can't help because there's a lot of pressure. But ultimately, let me tell you, we'll have to come up with, brainwash or come up with something that, look, seeking good marks is fine. But seeking good marks related with real good, self, acquired knowledge is important.
So senior children, they want good marks.
Sorry? Yeah.
Senior children, they want good marks.
Yeah.
And children who are in primary level, they want good grades. Parents want A or A2. They are not considered for very competitive.
Okay. Okay.
The mindset is
Yeah.
the old traditional one.
Okay. Whose mindset is? Parents. They want the best marks. Sorry, one person. Yeah.
PTM also,
Yeah.
their focus is
Marks.
marks. हमारे बच्चे के नंबर अच्छा है ना मैम.
Okay.
These are different, so they mistake C with A. C is for consistent. So
Yeah.
they think that, oh ma'am, I got C grade.
A, B, C. Yeah.
Yeah, so that is also.
Yeah.
Before introducing the concept, we have a group WhatsApp group. I just send them explain that who research about it and we will have a discussion.
Mm-hmm.
So out of 52 students in our batch, maybe 5 or 6 of them do that research. They're not motivated to get knowledge. They're not seeking knowledge. Because that ma'am gave us important questions.
Sorry.
They want good result, that's it. Because being a parent, even I'm a parent, and at the end of when I go for my PTM for my daughter, and when the teacher she gives me the report card, the first thing is, okay, she got this much out of this. So because I worked hard with her, so I want the results to be better.
Okay.
I don't see how much my daughter she is flourishing or how much she is learned.
Okay.
But my main concentration is on the marks.
Okay.
This is what the trend is because outside if I go, they
Yeah.
just ask, "Mama, kya mila isme? What did
Okay.
she get?"
Okay. Okay.
If you change
Yeah.
sometimes you will
So we have to learn each other. Sorry, listen to each other. We have to listen to each other. Core of the participant-centered learning is that we need to listen to each other. So somebody is speaking, give full attention. Yeah, go ahead.
Also, when you have a shift of the grades, like in first term, if a child is getting lesser grades, and when you see a lot of difference, then you come to know definitely there has been a lot of change. Obviously, the child is acquiring good amount of knowledge. He's understanding also. That's why there has been such a huge shift.
Okay.
I'll give you an example of my
Yeah.
daughter.
Yeah.
My daughter,
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
not good at maths at all.
Okay.
She fears maths.
Yeah.
But when it comes to grade, she must have the question and she goes and write it.
Okay.
But her concepts are not good.
Okay. 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 I will come back to you.
She's not concentrated on the concept, the procedure, how to go about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Even thing is that
Yeah.
even the parents,
Yeah.
they are not inclined that their children should take risks.
Hmm.
So the first thing is that marks are child.
Hmm.
Learning and all will keep happening.
Hmm.
And the entire system, is not supporting each other. At the
Hmm.
pre-primary level,
Hmm.
okay, focuses on hands-on
Hmm.
learning activities.
Hmm.
Primary also to some extent.
Hmm.
Then after fifth, the focus is on results.
Hmm.
Where are the results? Then there is no time for those activities.
Hmm.
After that, 10th, 11th, there is massive pressure on the child.
Hmm.
No time for activities.
Hmm.
The expectations at every level are not complementing each other.
Hmm.
The expectations are changing,
Hmm.
and for the child to adapt, for the parents to adapt to that system is not
Hmm.
very easy, especially in our country.
Mhm.
The job scenario, there are no jobs.
Hmm.
Even if after 12 you have got 98%, in Delhi University it is
Hmm.
very difficult to get a job.
Hmm.
If you get a job, if you get a seat in DU,
Hmm.
then enough. If you don't, you're bad. You're good for nothing.
Hmm.
After that, you don't get a job. So
Hmm.
the race is always on. You have to focus on results.
Hmm.
The risk-taking factor is not there, and that is not there because from top to bottom there is
Yeah.
no.
No, I agree. I agree with your analysis here. I think you have very aptly summarized the thing. But the issue is, look, also in life also we have to work under constraints. There can't be an ideal kind of a situation. And within that constraint, we need to also innovate. This is how the companies also do that. And we need to work on this step by step on that. The issue is that it's fine, the marks, shortcuts, everything is fine, but let's also have more examples to students that, it's good to get good marks. It's absolutely focused on that. But it's best to, good, better, best. So best to have marks which can also relate with your self-acquired knowledge. That will take you far. Rather than going for remain focused on marks. No problem in that. Shortcut, tricks, everything. But meanwhile, also focus on the self-acquired deeper knowledge. That's how you get insight, connection between subjects also. Because when you are at superficial level, you don't get the insight that each of the subjects are also interconnected. Each of the concepts are also interconnected. And you don't get the deeper knowledge. Most of the exams, whether the IITs and others, they expect students to have deeper knowledge in the subject. So shortcuts are important. Or medical exams are also, they want deeper knowledge. They want that you can connect, two different points, two unconnected things. And then you can answer that. So whether you want to be an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer, you need to have the deeper knowledge. So it's much better, safer for you. And we need to tell children, it's fine to focus on marks and everything, but focus on the self-acquired learning. And how do you get the self-acquired learning? The one easiest way is through questioning. The other way is to be comfortable in class, at least with the teachers, with the wrong answer. And the third is, I would like, they need to be comfortable with the discussion and group learning. That's how, it's a longish process, but that's how you will be able to learn on that. And that's where you develop those insights. Marks is fine, I'm absolutely fine with the marks. Sometimes you get marks, fine, that's okay. But that should not be the end. Then go back to those topics which you have not understood or not read on that. So I think, okay. Teachers have also a role. If I have to summarize this, if I've covered everything in that. So, how much am I supporting transition learning like this? How well do I tie the learning objective with the task present? So we have done the discussion broadly. My summary is here for this session that participant-centered learning is important component of teaching and learning methodology. I'm not saying that teacher-centric learning is bad, but participant-centered learning is also an important component in which we need to encourage students to ask questions. We also ask a lot of questions. We should give them application of the subjects which we have taught. Happens, discussion will not happen in class. Okay? Because participant-centered learning is also discussion-oriented. Sometimes you have to be comfortable with the chaos in class, even for shorter time. Allow them, be silent, say that, now you discuss. 5 minutes there will be chaos. Just have that chaos. Don't have that order always. Part of participant-centered learning. Okay? Should we go for a break? Such study. Okay. 12-page business case study. Difficult case study. It's an easy one. Four each. सारे ग्रुप में 4 है? नहीं 5 मत होइए. I think you can shift or anybody can shift. 4. Can you join the last one? Discuss, write some points, important points, give some facts and figures which are mentioned, which are relevant to this case, and then we will have discussion on this. The idea is to simulate participant-centered learning with giving a scenario, not 12 pages in school, but giving a scenario in all subjects. Idea. Easier for me to do in a business class because that is the methodology of teaching. In this. any new learning, new facts, figures, any new learning which has happened to you. So that's
I'm understood it's a very people-oriented company.
okay. Your learning is a people-oriented company, okay?
There are many constraints and difficulties they were facing because when you start off something from the scratch,
Okay.
then sometimes you don't realize that there are going to be, there's too much of work to be done.
Okay.
There won't people leaving them to earn more.
Too much.
Financial,
Too much.
there has to be ample of financial support.
Ample financial support.
Has to be there to retain your staff to whom you're training. I mean, you're giving your 100% into them, and then they leave you just for money, for betterment, for better opportunities. They leave you.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so what I have seen here that the economy it was very troubled, the political system and everything, they were not supportive of people and growing. So it was left behind in a lot of aspects. Opportunities were not there, but population, which was one major thing. So that company realized that there are people who are motivated to get themselves educated, and then he realized that resources are not available, but they can train and develop them and make use of them. So identifying opportunity and capturing it.
Okay. Identifying opportunities. Okay. Yes.
Standardized, what do you say? So, procedures has to be there.
Okay.
Yeah, they were lacking it.
Okay. Standardize. Everybody has to participate. So I'm coming to each one of you. Yeah. Standardized process. Standard process. My first question is, what have you learned? Whatever number of pages you have read, what have you learned? So some of them have given answer. I'm coming to each one of you on that and to see what's your learning, what's your understanding on that. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, this is a social cause. Social cause on that.
They
Yeah.
were very focused towards the learning of their employees.
Focus towards learning of employees.
They were giving them time to go and attend classes in the university.
Okay. Focus towards
And if they were opting for a new job, they were supporting them.
learning, focus towards learning of their employees. A standard process. Yes, sorry. Physically disabled person, okay? Okay. Physically disabled person. What else? Human resource development. What do you mean by that? What is it? Sorry. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. So, despite challenges, too much to do means challenges. Vision, mission remaining same. This is a good. Any company which is good is like this, that you don't change your vision and mission because of the challenges. Remaining same. Remaining same. Yes, this. Okay, scholarships to scholarships to underprivileged background. What else? They are able to achieve economic objective as well. So, achieving economic objective. professional experience, so they focus towards learning of their employees into technology related subject and business related subject. So they can go and do their further education for that. Job training, yeah. They're providing all the job training also. What else? What have you learned?
Cambodian education system was
Yeah.
very lecture-based and really interactive. So
Yeah.
they were hampering something like that was a major setback to them. So it could be more
Yeah.
interactive.
So this is also when we, yeah. So when we read about that, we know to, get to know that, what kind of system do they follow. Sometimes it's a learning for us, rather than telling you. Let me tell you, just observe that. You are a participant, but you are also observer here. So when you look at in a case study or any kind of, this I have given you a very difficult one because I couldn't get the better case study.
It was interesting.
I'm just telling you, my constraint was I could have given you much better. I was looking for an Indian case, but I couldn't get a good case. MIT Sloan offers this free case. That's how it's a standard. It's a MIT, so it's a very, very standard kind of institute in the world. So I took that. But what do you just see that? If I go to you all 30 people around here, 27, 30, I can get 30 points. And student can learn, all these 30 points, 30 perspectives, which is not possible for any faculty to teach. It's impossible for any faculty to give you that perspective because we're all human. But a person can look at from different perspective. I can go on probing you, if I say that, go to exhibit 2 and 3 and give me some points. Just go right now. Yeah. You're a participant as well as observer. So just observe and participate both. Go to exhibit 2 and 3 last and see, can you get some points?
Is it actually a company?
Yeah, it is. It's a company. Yeah. Go exhibit 2 and 3. Data. Exhibit 2 and 3 and give me some points. Just read, understand, analyze, connect between 2 and 3. What can you see?
What is the difference between GDP and GDP per capita?
So GDP is overall GDP and GDP per capita is per capita income. So GDP divided by population, then you get GDP per capita. This is a broad definition for that. So suppose India's GDP is $2 trillion divided by 2.5 trillion divided by 1.25 billion. So roughly it will be $2,000 per annum. This is a little dated one. I think this is roughly taking 2001. So India's GDP or per capita will be much less on that.
GDP is really a lot per capita because of a population.
Yeah. So sometime, yeah. Yeah. And 2005 and probably they're looking at 2001 data. But that's not an issue. Issue is find that what are you looking at the data, what you can connect between exhibit 2 and 3.
Exhibit 3
Yeah.
literacy rate is decreasing.
Please listen. The one participant-centered learning which you have to ensure that students should listen to others. It's a good, I can't find something, but it's very important for me to listen to others. Yeah, please.
The adult literacy rate is decreasing and it's proportional to the internet usage. So internet users...
Illiteracy is decreasing.
Yes.
Yeah. Or literacy is increasing.
Literacy is decreasing with the less use of internet.
Okay.
So use of internet is directly proportional to
to literacy, increase in literacy on that. This is one point. And then there's a data she has to prove, you know. So it becomes an empirical evidence. Are you getting the point? It's an important point. So there could be, I'm not saying there's a correlation, but there could be a correlation with the increase in literacy and increase in uses of internet. You know, so there could be. You know, I'm not, but given the fact which is there, so this is one point. What else?
Sir, in the same way, in Exhibit 2, HDI, GDP per capita population in urban areas are directly proportional to each other.
Okay. What do you mean by that? Explain.
It's like in Malaysia, if we take example,
Yeah.
HDI is 63, and
Yeah.
the per capita is also the highest
Yeah.
amongst the other countries, and
Yeah.
their population and living in urban areas is also the highest one.
Yes. So there is some kind of an empirical, at least from this data, if you have an urban population, if your per capita is income high, then probably your HDI, Human Development Index, health, education, all kinds of things, that will be higher. So this is another. Great. Yeah, sorry? Her point. Yeah.
Because I see that 90% literacy in Myanmar, wherein the internet subscribes to 8.01. That is only in one case, but as you go down in Myanmar, they have East Timor and Cambodia. Look at the percentage of internet, not percentage, internet users per 100 people.
Yeah.
It's 0.51 and 0.16. The exception will always exist. So the second Thailand and in Myanmar is an exception. Otherwise, in all the cases you see, if it is decreasing, the internet users are also decreasing.
Are you?
Data will be 1 year data.
No, based on whatever data, she's making an inference. I'm just don't get into that bigger debate whether she's right or wrong. Based on whatever data is there, is she correct or not? Based on that data, based on whatever 1 year data, is she correct or not? I think that's the whole thing. Look, it's a normal, it's not empirical but commonsensical. Myanmar has a different issue because it was ruled by military junta. And so the military or the dictatorship always puts restriction on internet or Google and others. You know, you go to China, Google and Facebook are banned, or so wherever there is a dictatorship.
Not known and written here, but
Yeah,
it is
yes, that's an inference. Yeah, exception. But if you look at current data, then the Myanmar uses has increased tremendously. That you can search, later on. Yeah, this is whatever that look. Whatever 2000 for the cases being 2009, is being written in 2009. Data they have taken in 2005. So that's one, or maybe a little earlier on that.
And in India, it is the lowest.
Yeah, at that point in time, not now. So that's the what I'm saying is the point I'm saying is that so 2 points I have got, right and wrong, whatever. 2 points I've got. One is that she's saying that HDI, urban population, and per capita income, there seems to be a correlation. The other point she's saying is that except for Myanmar, what I see is the rise in literacy with the rise in internet uses. This is one. What else? One more point. What do you see from the data? Which is relevant to the case also. If you are a CEO of that company, then what is the relevance? Where do you see the relevance? Relevant to your business. After Cambodia and Laos, where will you go? Suppose if I ask you the different question. After Cambodia and Laos, based on what is there in Exhibit 2 and 3, with your mission and vision, after Cambodia and Laos, where will you go? Sorry. So why and why? What data? Why do you think that this will be linked to this?
It has the higher adult literacy rate.
Which one? Which country? Sorry, Vietnam. You will go to Vietnam. So hang on, one person. Why would you like to? What data? What facts and figures? Which is making you go?
Basically, they have the higher adult literacy rate.
Good.
Where the subscription of the internet is also higher.
Okay.
And comparison with the other countries here, stated here.
Okay.
Then
Okay?
And the users for internet and all.
But what is your vision? What is your mission? What is your mission? So what is your mission? What is the mission of the company? Digital data divide. Yeah, go ahead.
To increase the secondary enrollment of the students so that they're more literate and the results will be.
So will it make sense, I'm just asking you a question, to go to a country where there's a higher literacy rate, higher enrollment thing? Will it make sense? I'm not saying that she's right or wrong. I'm not taking that position as of now. But what I'm saying is that if you are making a decision based on that, does it connect? You know? So you have to think about it. Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, going by the ideology of the company,
Yeah.
in India, because the company was looking for people to train and develop it,
Okay.
even making use of them. So
Oh.
if you have a vast population,
Okay.
if you are able to train them and develop them and give them required skills
Yeah.
that needed to perform a job, so that is where a company makes profit. Because if, for
Yeah.
example, human resources, which is the greatest asset to any organization.
Okay, this is one part of the answer. I'm not saying, I'm not taking that. Look, I'm trying to show you that, the case discussion can be so useful, different aspects, without taking a value judgment, rather saying that, no, you are wrong. I mean, who am I? The company has gone to Thailand. There will be population. We need more data to know that maybe the 40% of the population does not have those resources, they require that. So I'm not taking that. But at the same time, somebody is coming some different answer. The more questions I ask you, the more discussions happen. So that's the whole idea. That's the whole idea, that if you give one page, this is a 12 page, I couldn't find one or two pages that would have been more interesting. So one page, write out something, application oriented, force them to apply, and then have probing questions. Force them to come, and if they can't answer, fine, they can research, come back, do that. But force them to answer that. And so many perspectives which a faculty cannot teach, and then the onus shifts on student. So how do I, suppose somebody is not speaking in this class also, what's your name? Okay. So she was initially being dominant. It happens in case discussion class. 4 or 5 students will try to dominate the discussion. As a faculty, I need to allow others also step in by asking specific questions on that. Are you getting the point? The point is that you are both participant and observer. So I'm just giving you both. So I need to involve those students who are not speaking, and making them confidence that this not giving the right answer is fine, absolutely fine, and learn from what others are saying. Say for example, these are the points, and I'm telling you, no faculty, no one individual can give all the points. It's impossible, and only very few people have spoken, not more than 10. Then you have got this list. More and more people speaking, you will get more list wide. The whole blackboard, you require 3 blackboards, to write. In most of the case discussion classes, you have got all these 3 blackboards are there, and the faculty is writing in a different, And then, you can also ask me questions if you have not understood that. The way she was asking GDP and per capita GDP. Suppose if I don't know the answer. I'm telling you, that's not a good thing, because this is a case. You should be knowing all the jargons which you have given. That is not a good thing. Look, somebody asking something, suppose she asks me, what is the GDP of Pakistan, or what is the GDP of, say, South Africa? That's not mentioned in the case. I may not know that. I can always say that, I don't know, we can search, and, I can come back, or you can search. But in the case, if I have given you something, and if I don't know, then there is a problem. And I need to know every detail, every jargon, every facts, figures, that I need to know as a faculty. So in the case, faculty preparation also goes very high. And the students' preparation also go very high on that. That's the activity-centered or participant-centered learning. So it's not I just don't want you to look at the questions. Look at the questions. 3 questions. Look at the questions. Now look at the questions. I'm telling you, we should always, in whatever things we teach, ये क्या है? अच्छा, that's a feedback form. Okay. Okay. I thought that there's some page missing from the case she's distributing now. Okay. So look at the case. The first two, look at the questions. First two questions are fact and,
What has made you?
Yeah, first two questions are fact-based, facts and figures. The more data you give, the more good will be your answer on that, okay? But third question is also important. Your view. You are a decision maker. You take full responsibility and then decide. And I'm telling you, there will be a lot of discussions in that. There will be a lot of, in discussions among the students also. Somebody will say something, somebody will say, contradict that person. So there will be a lot of discussions on that. We always have to make students as a part of decision maker. It's not possible in all topics, on all sections, in all cases, but we try to take your opinion. So, can I ask you, which question should I ask you? Out of this, which question should we start discussing? Which one? Strategy? Are you okay with that? Third question? Okay, good. So, let me just... Third question. Third question is important. Look, first two questions are facts and figures. If somebody gives me any point, I will ask what fact, what figure. Mention in the case, which you have linked to your answer. Let's take that, and then the third question also I will ask you the facts and figures. Which strategy and strategies should DDD pursue? Yes. Why?
Because it would help them in getting the resources which they needed. So it would, on new market, they can capture a new market. Another organization in another country would be there to support. They would be able to expand. So that they can establish a subsidiary with the same mission, that social enterprise. They can have a subsidiary.
Remain. So first you are saying that they should go for the partnership. Joint ventures, franchisee, all kinds of things which are mentioned in the case also. This is one. Only one point I will add. Go with the partnership with the institutions which have got similar vision or mission. Not same, but similar kind of thing. Don't go with the partnership with those organizations which have got different motive. Then you are compromising with your vision and mission. So this is one point. Okay. What else? Yeah.
I think they act as a contact with those companies, so they can either bring some new projects, as well as since they have learned under DBE.
Yeah.
So they always have this, way of handling them. They can always come and train as guest teachers or whatsoever.
Okay.
Maybe that can also fulfill DBE's
Okay.
requirement for management.
So they engage more with their alumni, So engage, involve, either getting a business or involving them as a potential teachers or trainers. So this is your point. Good, valid point. What else? Yeah, go ahead.
I had the same point in my mind.
Yeah.
I would quote an example, like in my previous school,
Yeah.
children from a poor background used to come, and one private student he got scholarship through and through, went to France as a cultural exchange and came back. He is working as a head in Flipkart now, and he wants to pay back.
Yeah, give back to, yeah.
So
Yeah.
those children after 4-year plan, there's
Yeah.
also no kind of sponsor
Yeah.
or fundraising can be done through them.
Yeah.
So this is what would be the moment I did.
Yep, yep.
And he sponsored 3 children.
Yes, yes.
Annually,
Yeah. Are you getting the sense? I'm just now from a participant become an observer. Are you observing that? So, the students, a participant will relate to something, personal, something which they have gone through. Now, that cannot come in a teacher-based learning. A teacher can give 1 or 2 examples. But here, if 5 people can give, that makes point more valid, you understand more deeper, you get new perspective. That's a lot of things happen in participant-centered learning. It's not easy, but it's an absolutely, great way of teaching and learning. It's not an easy thing. It's a difficult thing. The easiest thing is come and, let me tell you that, this is what participant-centered learning is. And these examples, and this is where it has succeeded or, not succeeded or whatever, characteristics and all these definitions and all these things, all these PowerPoints and everything. But that will not bring out a lot which is there with the participants. And they will not make confident. They will not be questioning. They will not be relating. They will not go deeper into whatever that topic is. A good point. Yes. Anybody else? Anybody else on this third question? And I will come, sometime in the management college what happens is what is being called cold call. So suppose somebody is not participating and the faculty says that, yes, tell me answer about this. What is being called the cold call. And if you don't respond to the cold call, somebody is evaluating, you get lesser marks. So everybody has to be prepared for that. So you will have to have cold call, because let me tell you, in the class, some students, genuinely, they will try to dominate the discussion. Allow them to some extent, but after that, you have to involve those students who are not speaking, not talking on that. Okay. Sorry? Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Anybody else? Or should I go for cold call? You did not give me many other things in the exhibit 2 and 3, but I will come back later. Just be here. We'll finish it when 1:15.
I have a very layman question.
Yes, please. Please do. Ask
This
it.
company has been going to countries, I would say third world countries, underdeveloped countries, with a vision that it's going to make the layman literate, and then they're going to hire.
Computer literate. Yeah.
Computer literate,
Yeah.
English with degrees. And
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So is it a good strategy to actually open up their respective business in a developed country?
Yeah.
Where they can actually earn, where they are not facing the same bottlenecks that they are facing in a not so developed country? Is it a good strategy to earn from somewhere and then maybe invest in a third world country?
Okay. She raised her hand. Just tell me. I will come back to you. Yeah.
And then to survive and to make the most of the developed nation, you have to be excellent, and you only when you know that you have it in you and you will be able to make your business run successfully, only then I think you can take that risk. I think both the developed, underdeveloped, both of them have their own set of thoughts. Also, it was an NPO, so earning profit was not their objective. It was
Okay.
The vision was socially organization.
Okay.
The vision was socially.
Okay, because she has asked, so let me answer that question. Some you have tried to answer. Look, social businesses, or NPO as we call that, social business, so they are, it's a business. Means that you have to earn revenue, and you have to have cost also. But whatever profit you make, you plow back in the same, area, and you don't make profit motive. You're not doing for profit motive. But you are a business. You are not a charity. Now, what is the difference between charity and a business, social business? What is the business? Charity gets money from somewhere, so they don't earn revenue, they have cost, and for the revenue they go to somebody else who gives them money. Foundations or donations or something like that. So there's a difference between a social business and charity. Are you getting the point? Second part she's saying is that a company always runs on its vision and mission. Whatever a good company should always try to do things within the vision and mission. And sorry. Yeah, exhibit 4. Yeah, I'm sorry. Exhibit 4. Yeah. What is exhibit 4? What does it say?
So these are the
These are competitors, against whom they are competing for revenue. Are you getting the point? So they are business. There's a difference here. Are you getting the point in that? But a different kind of business which has got non-profit motive, NPO, non-profit organization, but they are business. They earn revenue. They have the cost. They're competing against other companies, but doing great with helping people from the underprivileged background of that. Look, now become observer. Observe this whole process. The more you ask, the more discussion happens, the more people will go, the more questions, she asks some of the questions, and the faculty needs to answer those questions. In fact, let me tell you, when you are giving case, reading material, 1 page, 2 pages on any topic, be very sure that you know each and every word deeper. Then a student will be able to know that. How do I get to know this? How do I prepare this? Let me tell you, my strategy is, if I'm taking a, say, short case from a book on any topic, say for example, if I'm taking a social business and I'm taking a small case on this, let me tell you, at the end of the chapter, there are references given. Those references are the real source of knowledge. No student, ever at the postgraduate level, forget about the PhD level, can ever go into those sources. If as a faculty, as a teacher, if you have gone into those sources, look, a book is an abbreviation of all the important articles written in that journal. Book is nothing. I'm telling you, a great textbook is nothing. You want, go take any textbook. Go to the end of any chapter. There will be 20 references given. I'm telling you, if you do a kind of an experiment, for a particular chapter, go to those 20 references, you will see that the chapter is just an abbreviation. And I'm telling you, if you go to those references, no student can ever ask you, go any part of the world, any institution, can ever ask you more than, because you have got far deeper knowledge on that topic. But let me tell you, what happens is you have to hold back. Allow students to ask, give imperfect answer, all kinds of things need to happen. Also that's important in participant-centered learning. Anything else? Now, what is your key takeaway? Forget about the case now. The whole first half of the session, the second half, just a demonstration. Didn't want you to read so much of that. What is your key takeaways which you feel that could be useful for me on that? Yeah? Cold call, yes, starting from you.
We should allow each and every student to ask questions, even to their peers. They can ask questions to their groups, so that the groups will be involved more. Sometimes it happens that the teachers, if they are speaking, they are not involved much, but if their friends are speaking, they get involved and they want to know more. Because if they are knowing, they also want to know, because they are on the same level. If somebody is knowing, he should or she should also get to know. So we should allow them to speak and let the others also speak.
Great. Yes.
Some of the students are not speaking up, we have to give them a chance. We have to ask questions from them so that they can say something. Whether it's right or wrong, we'll see to it later. But they have to speak.
Yep. Yes, I'm just, what's yours? Yes?
So it is very important to have a non-threatening environment.
Yeah.
Because, as I said, there's no right or wrong. Every child should speak. And even if they're wrong, we should not put it across that okay, you're wrong. Some part of it is right, but we just
In fact, just my suggestion, ignore the suggestions also. Sometimes it's better to also find out how have you arrived at this wrong answer. And where have you gone wrong in your, interpretation or logic in maths and other. It will help the child to learn more. It's much better to ask that, how have you arrived? Give me the process. And then you get to know, and other children also, let me tell you, invariably, 10 children would have also arrived in the same way, with the wrong. Is always go to that, ask the logic or the process to arrive at whatever conclusion rather than the answer. That will become more engaging in the discussion. Good. Yes. Yeah, you have a, yeah.
So there was this question, how much do I let students believe the challenge?
Yeah.
I connect with this.
Okay.
What I'm saying that
Yeah.
they have to face the challenge without feeling that, okay, if I go wrong,
Yeah.
I'll be embarrassed.
Yes.
I'll be,
Yes.
I'll face embarrassment in the class.
Yes.
Not threatening,
Yes.
environment.
Yes. Force them to do more, and go deeper. Logic. And it's and Rika. Yeah. Sorry. Somebody was mentioning.
So stop spoon feeding rather than
Yeah.
giving everything.
Yes.
Let them do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah. I really.
whether it's right or wrong.
Yeah, I really like this idea of asking them to go and dictionary part. It's a really good way. It's a good way to acquire that. That. Yeah.
The more we give, they
Yeah.
will be
Yeah.
dependent on you every time.
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, I'm telling you, for children, middle class and upper middle class, unless and until in their life they listen no, it will be difficult for them to get adjusted in the real world. And the whole feeling of scarcity, that it may be possible that I may not get the toy. It may be possible that I may not get the thing which I want. It will help more. Okay, and let's not get into that because that's a lot of. All of us are parents also, so yeah, gets into that. Who is? Yeah, you.
We should have a fun learning kind of an atmosphere in the class
Yeah.
where the student is able to connect to the teacher.
Yeah.
They learn more
Okay.
in a much better way. And
Yeah.
also at the same time, we should always keep the vision and mission, our vision in mind
Yeah.
and connect to what we are making the child do.
Yeah.
So that at the end of the day, we know how far we have.
Yeah. Yeah. Giving some activities. Yeah. Yes. Do you have some key takeaway or? Sure. Yes. Yes. What's your?
We should make them express themselves, their personal opinions, experiences.
Yeah.
And it should be a judgment-free environment
Yeah.
where others should not judge the person.
Yes. It's a logic this is important. Focus on logic rather than a person or whatever point of view.
Then they'll be more confident.
Yeah. It's.
Otherwise we can't.
Yeah.
And we need to teach them how to respect the other's point of view.
Yep. Yeah.
And accept this.
Yeah.
And agree with this.
It's not accepting, but we need to, take something out of it.
Yeah. I just demonstrated to you that when I ask you one question, that what did you learn and what did you see, so 5-10 people can give me 7-10 answer. I'm telling you, if we can list out, we learn more. Rather than reading a book, reading a case, I can get 1 or 2, 3, 4 points maximum. I can't get 10. But 10 I can get from my classmates. Listening to others. Also contributing, debating, disagreeing. The way she challenged that, I don't see that perspective. That's a good part. That shows a critical mind. Can question, and which is important. You don't take somebody's point just because somebody has spoken, or a faculty has spoken on that. So that's a good part. Look at critically, analyze that, and then form your opinion. Disagree. So all these are important for that. Yes. Your.
I just wanted to say that we can we should not end a topic.
Yeah.
We should not conclude it.
Yeah.
Leave for further discussions.
Yes.
For example, we are just teaching something. So
Mm.
we should not end on that day itself. We can keep on going on with that discussion the next day so that we can come up with more points.
I think maybe yes. Yes, you're right.
Give them a bottom line.
Yeah. Let's look. I think it's an easier giving a bottom line easier thing. Our task gets done very fast, quickly. Nobody can challenge me. I've said that, I've demonstrated that, I've given this to them. Parents, my principal, everybody. Nobody can challenge me. But this is fine. But this one, maybe when you do not give that bottom line, when you give the final answer, you open up a lot of other possibilities. You make, students more confident on that. Yes?
So basically this is part of the mission only which we also
Yeah.
frame it as training independence. And we generally do it when even while if you're narrating a story in the
Yeah.
class.
Hmm.
I mean, we tell them a story and then we give them clues, okay, if not this, then what?
Yes.
Something like this can be experimented.
Yeah,
with.
that's,
And
yeah.
they can like
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. This is on very good way on that. Activity, freedom, imagination. Yes, what's your takeaway?
Let the child find out the answer himself or herself. Give the child question rather than answer.
Sorry? I didn't get you.
Inquiry-based.
Inquiry-based learning. Yeah.
All the children should participate and make sure that no one is left behind.
Okay. You have spoken. Yes.
But somewhere or the other, parent counseling is also required. Because sometimes what happens, like one incident in my class, we gave them a movie, they had to watch the movie and come up with their own interpretation, summary or whatever. So I had a word with one of the parents and she said, "Ki ma'am, मुझे तो लगा ये हमें देखनी और हमें ही लिखनी." I was like, the homework was not meant for you. So sometimes,
Parents also in habit of helping a child, and then they end up doing that, and that's the worst thing. It's much better that let him watch, let him not understand anything.
Exactly.
This is much better. There's a harder way, but much better way. If he starts understanding step by step, bit by bit, that's his way of developing his personality. Don't do it because look, I'm telling you, you can acquire a lot of things but can't acquire knowledge and wisdom. That is a hard way of doing that. You will have to do effort for that. You will have to make an effort. You can't be. Yes, ma'am.
Almost everything is covered.
Yeah.
In
So if you have,
discussion,
yeah, yeah,
we can have all the different students'
Yeah.
point of view
Yeah.
and their interpretation,
yeah.
which even we can't think like beyond.
Yes,
a question.
yes, absolutely.
So
Yes.
discussion is
And a faculty can at best can summarize it. That's also, or can ask if you have anything to say or everything has been said.
Giving them the freedom where they're thinking gaps and letting them share it with their classmates as well.
Okay.
Not limiting them.
Okay. You want to say something? Okay, just quickly. Thinking or speaking now?
No, sir, do we have any more as in non-profit social enterprises which are Indian?
Okay. So, say for example, Ajim Premji Foundation. Infosys Foundation. Infosys is a non-profit, she's saying. So, Premji Foundation is Ajim Premji Foundation is one, which also runs a university, Ajim Premji University in Bangalore, which is related with education.
So, but Infosys provides MBA for master's degree to its employees.
No, that's a different thing. That's a different thing. Ajim Premji Foundation is different one. Shiv Nadar has opened a school in UP, which gives 100% scholarship to all children from underprivileged. So Shiv Nadar, Mr. Shiv Nadar is the owner of HCL Technology, but his foundation, which runs that school, that is a non-profit, organization. Particularly that school which is there in the UP, I'm forgetting the name of that. So there are enough organizations. Say for example, Tata Institute of Social Sciences, TIS. Most of our educational institutions or foundations from company, they are non-profit motive. They don't want to make profit as such, and whatever profit they make, they plow back or expand in the same capacity. And there are many examples for that. So there's a social business. Grameen Bank is another very good example. Bangladesh, Muhammad Yunus Grameen Bank is very fine example for that. So So many social organizations. It's Bharti Foundation, yes. They are going to build a very big, schools also they were going to build a very big university, in Greater Noida in years to come. So they have committed almost 7,000 crore for that. So I think there's a lot of people are doing that in this. Not many social organizations are there. Okay, just quick because another 5 minutes will, yes, go.
So the concept of participant-centered learning was very vague to me, but after having a bit of discussion, it got really clear, especially the case study example which you had given out.
Okay.
So, like you were not looking for the answers, you were looking for responses. So maybe
Yes, I'm not saying that, you leave whatever you are doing, but incorporate something new in some of the sessions. This is what my intention is. Because I understand the constraint, the parents, all this stuff, this thing, marks, pressure from peer, all these stuff which you have discussed, that's fine. But then incorporate application orientation, incorporate activity, incorporate responses, all this stuff which we are talking about. Last point, whoever wants to speak, then we leave. Key takeaways from anybody else.
I think that you can always refine the art of asking better, diversified questions to the learner.
Yes.
Also encouraging learners to ask questions if they are not able to, for example, reach a conclusion, at least they can ask the question as to why, what happened in between that they could not reach the desired conclusion.
Adding to it, so self-doing is much better than getting.
Good. Thank you so much. Thank you.